Oh boy, Sam.
Come on, Sam.
Hey, fuck!
Come on, Sam.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the YouTube channel. My name is Cam, this is Zay, and we are here watching Game of Thrones Season 3, Episode 8, Second Sons. If you like what you were watching, please leave a like down below. It would be greatly appreciated, and it can help the algorithm, help our video get out. And if you enjoy what you're watching as well, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. We have a goal to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so please help us out if you're not already. It would be greatly appreciated as well. And you can hit that bell notification button to be notified the next time we upload a new video. Other than that, Zay, what do you remember from the previous episode?
Again, guys, no particular order in how I remember this stuff. But one thing I did want to mention, Gendry finds out he's a Baratheon, something that I totally forgot and was very prevalent into why the Red Woman was looking for a Baratheon. But Gendry found out he was a Baratheon, not a lowborn, an actual bastard son of a king.
The king, prior to
the
John,
king,
right?
yeah. I just say a king because he's not the king anymore.
Right.
Tyrion had a conversation with Shay, and it didn't go probably as planned. Sansa was Marjorie was kind of telling Sansa, like, well, has Tyrion ever treated you bad? This, that, and the other thing. So I guess they're trying to I guess Marjorie's trying to play like damage control, try to be like, look, it's not that bad. Like, it could be worse, right? Jaime showed his compassionate side and ended up going back to Harrenhal to get Brienne, saying that he's not going to his father without Brienne, and even told the guy escorting him, because at first he refused, that I could either tell my father, you cut my hand off or you saved my life. Which would you like him to hear? So, he's playing his cards very well, and then played Bolton's card that, Bolton just wants him back to Tywin. He doesn't want anything, like any bad blood, clearly.
Yeah, he was like, well, what are you going to do? Kill me? Like, you're going
to have to Bolton even said,
he's
you're bringing him back, and you need to tell him that I had nothing to do with this maiming. He fears Tywin. Like, he fears the wrath of his father. So that happened. Robb is having a child with his lady, which is gonna probably cause some issues with a war and stuff. Could create some drive, but could create distractions, which can allow for missteps and miscalculations. Right. Dany looks like she's going against young Kai, right?
Yeah.
Young Kai. Is there a G in it, or is it just a Y-U-N?
I think it's Y-U-N-K.
Young Kai. That's what I thought. I couldn't remember if it was like Young or Yun Kai. So Young Kai, they basically were going to give her ships in gold to tell her to leave them the fuck alone. And she said, fuck that. And I'm going to keep your gold because my dragon wants to protect it.
Right.
So, but they said they have friends in places that would be willing to hurt her, will take her out, and would say, like, we'll maybe even enslave you. So we're going to see we don't know anything about those friends. And then John basically told, he told
Egret,
basically told her, like, you won't win. Like, this will not succeed against them. Like, you've done it 6 times before. And it showed a lack of, like, I guess how history gets passed down amongst the group, because she was like, what are you talking about? 6 times before this. Like, she basically
it kind of seemed shocking to her.
Right. And he was like, we learn about you guys coming to us and like all of our kings, and like we learn history of our people. So it's kind of interesting because history, learning about history kind of prevents you from repeating it, right? Typically, especially bad pieces. So for them to keep that knowledge away, and I feel like Mance has that knowledge, right? Because he was a night. Was he a night? He said he was a Night's Watch, right?
Be part of the Night's Watch.
So he probably has that knowledge. So it's like you're keeping that. Maybe it's a tactic to keep them, keeping them out of the loop might prevent them from being nervous to do it.
Right.
Because like if they're like, well, we've lost every other time, why the fuck would I want to go this time?
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, other than that, we have Arya being taken by the Hound and Theon getting his potentially cut off.
Balls.
We don't know if that actually
he might
happened.
be a eunuch now.
Possibly. But with that being said, let's not make you guys wait any longer, and let's get into it.
Arya, it looks like. Oh, those nails.
If she chose rock.
Yo, facts. Yo, what a crazy opportunity for us to pick rock, paper, scissors. She chose rock. Look at her. He gonna wake up too.
I'll give you one try, girl.
Just shit yourself? No.
Hit me hard.
I always thought it's a crazy gamble when people like do that. Like when they say like, do it. No, shoot me. Like when people are like, yeah, shoot me, do it. It's like, okay, what do they do?
Is that the Blackwater?
The Blackwater?
Are you dumb?
You.
That's blue.
Back to King's Landing? To Joffrey and the Queen?
Fuck Joffrey. Fuck the Queen.
He's going to the
The
Stark.
Red Fork.
Is he going?
Taking you to the twins.
But why?
Because your mother and brother will be there. And they'll pay me for you.
I called it. Let's go.
Yeah.
You're the mother of dragons. I swear I fucked you once in a pleasure house in Leeds.
Mind your tongue.
Why? I didn't mind hers.
You're gonna cut the fuck out, bitch.
You'll all be slaves after the battle unless I save you.
Well, you're a confident little fella.
We've taken the slave as gold. We fight for Yunkai.
I would pay you as much and more.
Dude, he's pissing me off. He's bugging me.
In the Second Sons, we share everything. After the battle, maybe we'll all share you.
This man.
Dude, I always had a thing for people that are like that talk like that.
If it comes to battle, kill that one first.
Gladly, your grace.
Yeah, let's go, Barristan.
Half Robert, half lowborn.
Show the boy to his chambers. Have the maid storm a bath and find him some decent clothes. I'll come visit you soon.
I don't want you to. You can leave me alone.
Though still large enough.
Makes you wonder, like, reading is probably like something that like only like highborns can do, pretty much.
Melisandre's returned. I didn't know she'd been gone. Came back with a bastard boy. Robert's bastard boy.
Why?
There's his power in king's blood.
She's going to kill him.
Sacrifice him. We do not choose our destiny. But we must do our duty, no?
Here's the thing. You want to call him delusional because like he's just believing everything she's saying, but like if someone came up to you and said you were destined to do this, and then they did some magical shit, like you'd be like, well, fuck, if they can do that.
I mean, if they can do that, then I guess yeah, fuck it. All right. I'm magical. I was meant for this. Yeah, it's like seeing a god almost in some sense. Like, holy shit, like you turning water to wine.
You look very handsome, my lord.
Oh, yes. The husband of your dreams. You do look glorious.
Joe Shea is grilling.
Podrick, could you escort Lady Stark's handmaiden?
Ooh, she's just like the daggers, bro.
Imagine she fucks Podrick just to get under his skin. That'd be wild.
But I promise you one thing, my lady. I won't ever hurt you. Do you drink wine? Well, today you have to.
Let me get you drunk. It's like
You're a musical girl, aren't you? Imagine you have a lovely voice.
she bugs me. Cersei. I've said that before. Everyone knows. By now, everyone on this channel knows. She bugs me.
If you ever call me sister again, I'll have you strangled in your sleep.
Damn.
The Queen, would you? Bro. That was kind of that was nuts. Jesus.
Right?
What are you doing?
Your father's gone. As the father of the realm, it is my duty to give you away to your husband.
Ay, ay, ay.
I just realized I have a scowl on my face this whole time because he's on scene. I've been frowning the whole time.
He just took away Tyrion's stool.
I'm just no, let me.
That's Well, that's what they're snickering at.
Right.
Could you?
Crouch.
Thank you.
What an asshole Joffrey is.
We're both a part of his plan. He wants this for us. No, he demands this.
She's pretty just forward with it. I thought it was gonna be more, you know, like leaning into it. She's just like,
What are you doing?
You have to trust me.
oh, she gonna kill him. Oh, I thought she was definitely gonna fuck him. Huh?
Get away! Not there! Not there! My lord!
But Stannis doesn't give a fuck about him anyway. That's just crazy.
Well, Sir Davos was trying to tell him, like, he didn't do anything to you. He has your blood.
Right. I mean, I guess they didn't suck that much blood. They're only on him for a minute.
That's true.
She basically got him hard so that all the blood rushed to his dick and then was like, all right, now get it sucked right back out.
The usurper Robb Stark. The usurper Balon Greyjoy. The usurper Joffrey Baratheon.
Cuts to Joffrey.
Right.
Look at him filling him his cup all
He
the way
said
up.
to the brim. He said, let me just.
Your wife needs a child, a Lannister child, as soon as possible.
And
If you're going to give her one, you need to perform.
Drinking and lust. No man can match me in these things. I am the god of chits and wine.
Well,
Awkward.
my father once told me.
Nobody cares what your father once told you.
Imagine being in such like that's like asking someone to, that's like being matched up for a prom date and being like, so shut up. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go to the after party and drink. Fuck it.
Time for the bedding ceremony.
There will be no bedding ceremony.
You respect for tradition, Uncle. Come, everyone.
A betting ceremony?
Get rid of her gown. She won't be needing it any longer.
You're a man. She doesn't need it. No.
There will be if I command it.
then you'll be fucking your own bride with a wooden cock.
What did you say?
The silence, bro.
I believe we can dispense with the bedding, Your Grace. I'm sure Tyrion did not mean to threaten the king.
Oh, ho, ho.
A bad joke, Your Grace.
I am guilty. But
But
Cock and I have a job to do.
am I just pretending? That'd be nuts. He's certainly not. I thought maybe he was pretending.
My lord father has commanded me to consummate this marriage.
Only when she has to drink wine, she drinks it.
Stop.
I didn't think so.
But your father...
If my father wants someone to get fucked, I know where he can start.
She goes, "Are you calling me ugly? That's fucked up." And then she starts bitching him out. He's like, "Oh my god, I can't escape it."
Not until you want me to.
What if I never want you to?
And so my watch begins.
The call to the the Night's Watch can't
Right.
elope basically. So he's like,
yeah.
What do your captains have to say about that?
You should ask them.
Wouldn't this is supposed to impress me?
Yes.
he's like, oh, I just sneaked in here and I killed my comrades for you.
Will you fight for me?
The second sons are yours, and so is Dario Naharis. My sword is yours, my life is yours, my heart is yours.
Damn, yo, she's just getting stronger.
Every time I see her, she's got a fucking another military under her.
That was a loud bang.
Yeah. Oh, but she realized he didn't.
Nothing under the sheets.
He's got to be hungover, right? Like he was fucked
Oh
up.
yeah.
Raven. Or Crow.
It would be easier to refer to him if he had a name.
Sometimes. Do you talk fancy on purpose to confuse me?
Damn.
No. This is just the way I talk.
How would you respond to that? Could you imagine talking to a girl and she like your vocabulary it just happens to be more advanced and
So
she's like, "How fucking dare you?" And you're
It's
like,
like I'm just speaking. Jesus.
I don't know many boys' names.
Let's see. There's Duncan.
Sam.
John.
What do we think? What do we think about Sam? Sam? No. Samuel.
Craster.
I don't know about that name.
I don't like the sound of that.
That's a lot of ravens. They're crows. I'm not sure the difference. I know like
I've been
some are
trying to
bigger,
say
they're
crow or
beaker,
cra-
whatnot.
like I don't want to say crow or raven if it's wrong, but like I just keep saying crow or raven. Like
I'm gonna go with raven.
Go back inside. I'll...
You see that body out there?
Oh, I saw it. I just didn't say anything because I'm like,
One for the
what?
baby.
Come on, Sam, baby. Come on, baby. I believe in you. I know I called you fat a couple times. Oh, that one looks like it's official, though. That one looks like it's ready for action.
Oh boy, Sam.
Come on, Sam. Hey, fuck! Come on, Sam.
Well, he tried.
Fire, fire, fire. Oh, he hit him with the obsidian.
Yeah.
Which completely obliterates it.
Oh, learning something new.
Oh, and that was hidden. What they said by someone from the Night's Watch. Wasn't it hidden by somebody?
Yeah.
That package was? Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
All right.
That was Game of Thrones Season 3, Episode 8. And if you liked what you were watching, again, please leave a like down below. It means so much, and it'll help with the algorithm and getting our video more out there.
Yeah.
Help us reach our 1,000 subscriber by the end of the year goal, and hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed what you were watching. You can also hit that bell notification button to be notified the next time we upload a new video. If you want to watch our full-length reaction to this and the next 3 episodes, you can check that out on Patreon. The link will be in the description. All right, real quick, before we get into the outro, I haven't told Isaiah this yet, but we just got a new Patreon. So thank you, Simone. Thank you for signing up and being a member of our Patreon. It's greatly appreciated. We're glad to have you there. But with that being said, Isaiah, what are your thoughts?
I mean, man, listen, Every episode of Game of Thrones, this one was on my upper tier list of episodes. I thought it was really dope. I like episodes.
I will tell you this right
where we
now.
cover a lot of ground.
I have noticed, maybe it's a coincidence, but I have noticed that whenever the White Walkers are on screen, it seems like those are your favorite episodes.
Yeah, I think, but it's also like, I mean, I don't know. We haven't seen the penultimate yet, but this, for me, it's like, I love episodes that cover a lot of ground in different areas. And so it's like, and especially when it covers characters we haven't seen. So it was like, that one was a coincidence that we had the White Walker approach Sam, but we found out a lot of information about the dragon glass. But I want to get into the Q&A because obviously we can cover all that. So fantastic episode, super enjoyable, covered a lot of ground and all that. But yeah. So
all right, let's get into the Q&A. Okay, so Isaiah, just to start this off, we see Arya and the Hound together, and Arya is now apparently on her way to the twins. That's where the Hound is going to bring her to the, to her brother and her mother. I'm curious, do you think that they're going to make it? What do you think is going to happen there? Like, do you think that they're going to let the Hound, if he does bring her back, do you think they're going to let the Hound off scot-free? Do you think they're going to give him a reward? How do you think any of that's going to work out?
Reward, no. I think Max he's going to get is basically like type of mercy. Because look, he's bringing back one of the Starks. Mind you, here's what's crazy. So as far as they know, both Arya and Sansa are in King's Landing. So if they're saying, if they're assuming he came back from King's Landing with it, that means like you made a more perilous journey basically to us because they're assuming that they're captures. You helped her escape and brought her back, but they might have questions about Sansa. I don't think.
Arya could tell them whatever she wants.
Very true. I don't think, but I think because he's willing to bring her back to her mother and brother, she thought they were going back to King's Landing. Regardless, I don't think there's going to be like so much a reward as much as like, listen, maybe like, you know what, like, are you willing to fight for us? And maybe you'll get something in return for fighting for us. Maybe we can make you some sort of higher, stature in society. Because I mean, he was the guard of the king, but like the king was an asshole. I don't know. I don't think he can get a reward for it necessarily, but I do think that they're going to feel some sort of in debt. They're going to feel some way of in debt to him because like, you brought one of them back. But they will have questions like, why did you bring one back? How did you bring this one back? Da da da. And even if he explains it, it's like, Arya would probably keep her mouth shut. I mean, the Hound could have really killed her if he really wanted to, but he was like, fuck the king, fuck Joffrey, fuck the Lannisters. We're going back to your place. And now it seems like he probably more wants to serve the Starks more than the Lannisters. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. Well, okay, we'll have to see how that plays out. Next, we have Dany, who observed the Second Sons, which is, an army of about 2,000, I guess you could call them sellswords. And he met with their leader. She met with their leaders. The leaders were like, I'm gonna fuck you, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But in the end, one of the leaders took a liking to Dany and slayed the others, and now is offering his and his army's service for her. So how do you think about that whole situation? What are your thoughts?
My eyes were on him from the second that Jorah didn't know his name. It was like, and he introduced himself. Now, mind you, they're still sellswords. You're still technically buying them. They're not necessarily loyal. He can listen. Everyone can talk sweet. That's the name of the game in this, is talk sweet and then take advantage when you can. I think if anything, he might try to play the role of maybe nice guy and then be like, maybe try to get, like, if she took over, it's like, you have him, he might be like, you should make me king. We should get together. Let's have a child.
Yeah. Do you think he has anything further in his pursuit, or do you think he just wants to serve?
No, I think listen, here's the thing. Someone that works like that, where there's like, you can buy my services, to them, even if they could be the nicest person on the planet, most of the time they're gonna still have that ingrained in them. That's their character. It's like, I'm used to
think that he's got something, deeper.
Now, I don't think he's super malicious or anything, but I do think that he's gonna be like, well, look, I helped you take the Iron Throne. You wouldn't have had my sellswords. We wouldn't have taken Yunkai. We wouldn't have done if we didn't take Yunkai, we wouldn't have taken blah blah blah. And da, da, da. So it's like, you kind of owe me this. Like, that could be his leverage.
It could be.
But Danny's not one to bend and refuses to break. So we're gonna see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Next up on the list, Stannis and Sir Davos have a little bit of talk, and he's like, Gendry, he's your blood, and Renly was too, but Renly did you wrong. Gendry did not do you wrong at all. But then Stannis still had the Red Woman do her thing, put some leeches on him, got some blood, and he tossed the leeches into the fire. And name some names. What are your thoughts about that whole situation?
One of the things I wonder was, because he was saying like she was going to kill him. Did he basically tell the Red Woman like maybe there's a better way to get his blood without having to kill him? First off, it took a totally different direction. I thought she was going to have sex with him. So maybe there's something we're missing with that whole process of getting the Coochie Monster to appear.
Or maybe they don't want to do the Coochie Monster this time.
Or maybe not. But I think that, from the info that we had, Stannis was basically saying like she's going to kill him, put him under the knife. And then she puts leeches on him. Like she tied him, and I was like, "Oh my god, he's getting killed." But then she didn't.
Right.
And so was Stannis like, Stannis didn't say anything to him. He didn't say anything malicious towards him. He went over, grabbed the leeches, did the ceremony. Usurper, fucking Joffrey, usurper, fucking Renly, da da da, like whatever. Listen at the names. So I'm curious now. Is he gonna maybe take Gendry under him and be like, yo, listen, like, he could have had him killed if he really wanted. Like, if he really wanted, you could have just had him killed, got his blood. Also, though, Gendry has, on the plus side, Gendry's a master smith, blacksmith.
That's true.
That's someone like you could use crafting swords, getting armor, etc. So it's not someone you want to waste necessarily. So I don't know, but I think that we might see a relationship form between Stannis and Gendry that wasn't able to be formed between Robert and Gendry because Robert obviously was his bastard son. So
right. Well, yeah, he was Robert's bastard son. Yeah,
Robert. Yeah, he had a bastard son. And it's like you can't really be, in a relationship with your child.
All right.
That's a bastard.
Next on the list we have Tyrion and Sansa. That whole wedding that went down, Tywin, Joffrey was being an asshole the whole time.
Yeah.
And Tywin said, go put a kid in her. And he goes up to her and says, I'm not going to do it. And he doesn't do it. And Shay was a little bit happy about that. But what are your thoughts about that whole situation? What do you think the repercussions might be? What do you think is going to happen?
So I'm wondering, here's my thinking. Because naturally, like when you're a king and a queen, lords, etc., you have servants. They want you to lay in clean sheets. So when she took sheets from them anyway, knowing nothing happened except for them laying in them, I'm wondering, is it just a natural repercussion for every time they sleep to clean sheets, which doesn't seem realistic? Or is it Shay playing into that role or the idea that we're going to pretend that they conceived or attempt to conceive a child? So let me take these sheets and go wash them as if, they had intercourse, because obviously,
so you think Shay's gonna set it up to make
I think that it was kind of like, I think it was almost like a non-spoken understanding where like by Tyrion, because here's the thing, everybody from that wedding assumed that they went and had sex. Now, that being said, if it's a set precedent that when a lord or a king or whatever has coitus with their other, that the sheets get washed because that'd be like laying in dirty sheets after, then by Shay bringing it, everyone's going to assume that they attempted to conceive a child, which allows them to play a game where they can pretend and then, it's a... Like,
do you think Shay's going to like join in on the whole charade?
I think that, Tyrion made it pretty clear that like, Sansa, I really don't want to do this. Like, unless you really want to do this, I don't. So it's like basic, because she said, like, what if I never want to do it? And he said, cheers to my night's watch, or cheers to my watch then.
Or my watch has begun.
Begun, yeah. So it's like, it's clearly showing that he has no intent on doing it. So unless you really feel that you want to, it's hands off. So,
Yeah, that's an interesting situation. We'll have to see if your prediction comes true. Lastly on the list, let's talk about Sam. Sam and Gilly, they were in this northern cabin above the wall. She has her son with her and him, and we see a bunch of assumably ravens come in and start cocking, and then everything goes silent. And we get the introduction of a White Walker type of being, and we see it come up to Sam and catch his sword, and it completely shatters his sword. But as we saw, Sam used dragon glass and destroyed it. So Sam has killed, one of their kind. So what are your thoughts about that whole situation? Do you think more are coming? Like, what do you think is going to happen to Sam going forward? And do you think that information will get back to the Night's Watch possibly? How do you think Sam might die before he can get that information? What do you think is going to happen?
So it leads me into a few questions and a few like curiosities. One, I didn't really think about before, but it's like, does a White Walker need food? And if so, if they don't need food, then why are they taking the baby? What's the point of them taking it? I guess strategically limiting the human population will allow them for, eventual overpowerment to take over and rule how they see fit. Now, that being said, anyways, with the crows and the ravens, we're not, it's not specified if it's a crow or a raven. We say crow or raven, they're both black. Freaking sue us if it's one or the other, or tell us at least. Tell Cameron in the comments so we know. I find it very interesting that when one approaches, all of them stop. And I feel like that's big because I feel like that's something that I need to pay attention to in future episodes, because is that an alert basically? You have listen, it was not just a raven. It was a flock, a herd came, and when you think about ravens or crow, I can't think. Maybe it was crows. I don't know which one of them are more of a scavenger, like they would eat off of a dead body. I don't know which one would be. So I found it interesting. Like it's alluded with like basically the undead, but then it stops. I think that that's going to be a major sign in future episodes where it's like people might not be, we might run into a situation where Sam is with people and he hears a bunch of roes or cravens come, crows or ravens, and he's like, "Oh shit." And like, what? It's just a flock. And then they stop talking. He's like, no, they're coming. And then people might not buy it.
I'm more curious about what you think of the fact that dragon glass, now we know dragon glass and fire.
Bro, let me tell you something. When dragon glass immediately made me think like, oh, it's more effective against dragons because it's like dragon glass. However, then I started to think, I was like, okay, well, it was buried by a Night's Watchman, right? Dragon glass, maybe it's something that's can only be created by using flames of a dragon, which would then allude to the fact, dragons breathe flames. White Walkers are weak to flames. So by the assistance of dragons, you can make a weapon that can kill White Walkers, which would make sense because it's hard to kill them without using flames from what we've seen. You stab them, they don't die. So the way I was connecting was that basically, and this could be wrong, could be right, but obviously I haven't seen the whole fucking series. Dragon glass, you got dragons, they're connected to flames. You have now maybe possibly glass or a weapon that's fused or created by the flames of a dragon, thus making it extremely effective against White Walkers, allowing you to kill them more effectively. A Night's Watchman buried a packet of this obsidian dragon glass. It would make sense a Night Watchman would bury it because he would be one to have seen White Walkers. He would be one to have probably engaged with them. So it makes sense that he needs to hide the weapon that it might be most effective. Fire isn't that it's effective against them, but how effective is it? Because fire means you have to get close and be like, unless you're using an arrow, you have to get close and light them on fire.
Uh-huh.
And they're in snow. So if they roll around in snow, they can just probably put it out. So I think
at least
it's a huge hint.
Yeah, well, hopefully that information gets back to somebody, but we'll have to see. With that being said, again, leave a like down below if you enjoy what you're watching. Subscribe to stay tuned for more. And if you want to check out our Patreon, the full-length reactions will be available on Patreon. Yes. Link in the description. And Zay, I know you have a Twitch.
Yes, I do, my friends. I stream Sunday through Friday. It will most likely be my schedule. Timing will get more official as I kind of more grow and everything. It's hard right now. I'm trying to level everything out, but I do stream Sunday through Friday. Tuesdays and Friday are with Cam. Fridays are possibly with a group. It's not official yet. But with that being said, come tune in. I also have a YouTube channel that should be linked down in the description below by now. I'll be doing playthroughs on there. My streams, I kind of utilize more to play Rocket League and more competitive games. However, if requested, I can do playthroughs live on there, so that way people can be tuned in with me. And come tune in, say hi. No spoilers in the chat. I will hurt you. I will find you. I will find you.
Yeah, and I also have a Twitch.
I was gonna say Cameron also has a Twitch.
You can check it out. Just Your Average Cam. The link is in the description. I'm playing games like Elden Ring. So if you guys enjoy that kind of stuff, hop on over. But we will see you guys on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.